you got paid last Friday and now it's Wednesday and you open your bank account, which first of all, brave for you, and you're staring at a number that just should not be this low this early in your pay period. And you're doing the math in your head and you're trying to figure out what happened. You didn't take a vacation, you didn't have a big purchase, no explanation. You just lived, and apparently that costs money now. Welcome. You are exactly who this video is for. Here's a not so fun fact. 47% of Gen Z don't budget at all, and only 9% feel fully in control of their money. So if your bank account sometimes feels like a mystery show on Netflix, welcome. I'm Tiamo, this is Tiamo Tries Money, and today we're talking about budgeting, specifically for people who have never done it, don't know where to start, and are tired of that little jolt of anxiety every time their banking app opens. Let's fix this. Quick question. Why even budget at, let's say, 20? You're young, you're living, you're not exactly managing a hedge fund over here. Here's the honest answer. The habits you build right now follow you. That person who never figures out where their money goes at 20 is the exact same person that starts making $80,000 at 35 and they're still confused, just with a nicer version of the same problem. More money does not fix a spending awareness problem. It gives you more money to lose track of. Congratulations, you're now broke at a higher income level. And here is the thing nobody tells you. Your 20s are exactly the easiest time to learn. Your expenses are probably the lowest that they'll ever be in your adult life. Luckily, thankfully, hopefully, no mortgage, potentially no kids. The stakes are lower. The habits you build are real, and the time you have on your side is genuinely priceless, especially when we get to the investing part later. So this is just a small tutorial on budgeting. Let's not skip it. People hear the word budget and immediately assume it means restriction, suffering, a spreadsheet that judges you, never eating out again, living on rice in principle. And that is not what a budget is. A budget's a plan. It gives you an idea of where your money is going. That's it. You're deciding in advance where it goes instead of spending first and then holding your breath at the end of the month to find out. Think of it like a road trip. If you were driving somewhere you've never been before, you'd check the route. You'd figure out gas, maybe plan where you're stopping. You wouldn't just drive until you run out of fuel in the middle of nowhere and then figure it out. Unless you're the kind of person who also doesn't read the terms and conditions, and I respect the chaos. But we're not doing that with our finances today. Our budget is just the plan before the trip. You can still stop for snacks. You're just not going to be stranded this time. Step 1, look at what you actually spent to create that budget. Before you build any budget, you need to know what reality is. And this is a step most people skip because it's genuinely uncomfortable to look back. I'm asking you not to skip it. Go back 30 days, open your bank statements, credit card, Venmo, Cash App, whatever you use to send and receive money, and take a look. Every coffee, every grocery run. Now that gives you a sense of what you actually spent. Are you a little surprised at some of those numbers? Now we're going to put it into buckets. We're going to have a needs bucket, rent, utilities, groceries, that kind of thing. Have a needs bucket. So think rent, utilities, transportation, your cell phone bill. The stuff where if you don't pay it, something bad will happen. Then you have your wants. Eating out, streaming, shopping. These stay in the budget. We just want to be honest about where they are. We'll add fun money to this later. And then savings and investments. Anything you're putting away. We'll get into this in more detail because it deserves its own very robust conversation. That's the entire exercise. Just 3 buckets, no color coding, no accounting degree, just looking at what you spent and then putting them into the right buckets. And I promise you, most people who actually do this find at least one thing that makes them go, how? A subscription from 2022? A food delivery habit that turned into my second rent? One very specific category that got out of hand and you'd rather not discuss it. That moment of how is the whole point. You cannot make better decisions without information you have been actively avoiding. Now, step 2 of this is building the actual budget. Now that you've stared your financial reality in the face and survived, let's build something. A common framework is the 50-30-20 rule. I've talked about it in the past. 50% of your take home to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings. That's a solid starting point. It's also not the law. It's up to you on what you want to do and how you want to bucket. So do you meet those percentages or is it something different for you today? The real goal is simpler than just percentages. Your needs are covered. You are saving for something, even if it's small, and you have a real guilt-free amount allocated to enjoy every single month. That last one is not optional, by the way. Your budget has to include fun, not whatever's left over after everything else, an actual number on purpose. Call it fun money, personal spending, your I'm a person of life, I deserve to live it fund, whatever, give it a number. When it's gone for the month, it's gone. You don't get to raise the rent money, you just wait. And because fun is planned for, you also won't feel deprived. And because you don't feel deprived, you don't blow the whole budget in a dramatic, forget it moment. I'm over this on a random Thursday, which we know can happen. This is the difference between a budget you quit in 2 weeks and one that you actually keep. Now we're going to talk about step 3 of actually tracking it. And this can be however you want. The budget only works if you track what you actually spend within the month, not at the end of the month looking back in a panic. As you go, you want to track it. And here's a hill I will die on. It does not matter how you track it. Apps, Monarch Money, you need a budget, good budget, every dollar. Great, use one. Spreadsheet, classic, timeless, works. Notes app on your phone, fine. A notebook you carry around like it's 1987. Honestly, respect it. I know a person that puts cash in envelopes each paycheck. Is that too many trips to the bank in my opinion? Yes. Is that super manual? Also yes. Does it work for her? Apparently better than anything else she's tried. And she's sticking with it. So good for her. The method is not the point. The awareness is the point. The second you start logging what you spend, something shifts. You catch yourself mid-purchase with that little internal pause. Do I actually need this? You start understanding where your money is coming and where your money is going, and you make different life choices. Pick something, commit to 1 month. If you hate it, maybe you tried an app and it's not for you, try something else. But just pick something so then you can get started with the budget. Then there's savings and investing, because this is where it actually gets interesting. Once you're tracking your money, something happens. You start to see what's left over. And what's left over, hopefully there's money left over, and what's left over is not just money to not spend, it's money that you can think about your future. There's a difference between money sitting just in a checking account or savings account, waiting to accidentally be spent, which we know happens, and money you intentionally put somewhere to grow. And let's talk about growth. Let's talk about both. Savings first, obviously, you should have an emergency fund. I remember when I was younger and people told me about a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, and I thought they were insane. If you have $100, start there, then 500, then 1,000. Start growing it, because things happen and we don't want you to completely get off track every single time something happens to you. A tire blows out, a medical expense that happens. Then start small. Again, start with a target you can actually hit. So when you do, you feel good about it. And as I talked about in the past, always put that savings in a high yield savings account, not just a regular bank account. So you're making the right amount of interest. Too many years I got 0.0001% interest. So don't make that mistake. Your money will sit there quietly. It will grow while you sleep. And it's not exciting. It's not crazy, but it's genuinely free money. And I don't know why we don't talk about this more. Then there's investing. And before you check out, oh my gosh, Tim, I don't care. This is not complicated, I promise. You don't need to understand the stock market. You don't need to pick stocks. You don't need a rich uncle. If your job offers a 401k with an employer match, that is your first move, full stop. If your employer matches 3% of your contributions and you're not contributing at least 3%, you are leaving free money on the table, actual free money. It is part of your compensation that you're choosing not to take. Go take it. If you don't have a 401k, look at a Roth IRA. You contribute after tax money to that one and it grows. So when you take it out at retirement, it's actually tax-free. At 20 years old, decades ahead of you, with this interest compounding even small contributions, at 20, if you started right now with those small investments, $50, $100, decades of this compounding interest will genuinely blow your mind on what you could make hundreds of thousands of dollars on just $100 a month. I'll do a full episode on investing later on because it really deserves more than 5 minutes. But the point for today is once you can see that your money clear, that you have a little bit of extra, you can start to find room you didn't know you had. And that room doesn't have to just sit there. It can grow for you. Now, here is the laziest and most effective money tip I can give you. Automate everything that you can. Set up an automatic transfer from your savings the day that you get paid, before you see it, before you touch it, before you decide you need it for something. Make sure it's gone into your savings. What you don't see, I promise you, you will not spend. Same with investing contributions, like I talked about before. If it's coming through your company, make sure they take it out before you even see your paycheck. Same with bills that you can put on autopay. Remove as many decisions as possible because decisions are where we get ourselves into trouble. Your willpower is not your most reliable resource. Ask yourself how it performs at 10 p.m. after a long week when you're tired on your phone, scrolling Amazon, suggesting purchases. Exactly. Systems, on the other hand, just run, set it up once, let it work. Here is something I need you to hear. You will have a bad month. You will start trying to budget and it will frustrate you. You will quit. I'm not saying maybe, I'm telling you it will happen. Something unexpected comes up. You overspend at one time, a bill happens that you forgot existed, you had a rough week and you coped in ways that were not in the budget. That is not failure. That is just practice. That is just an unfortunate month. Don't let one misstep become your future. A budget is not a contract you sign in blood. It's a flexible plan. You look at what happened, you figure out why, and make an adjustment as you need, and then please keep going. That's the whole thing. The people who actually get good at managing money aren't the ones who never slip up. Everyone makes mistakes. They're the ones who slip up, skip the shame spiral, understand what happened, reset, and they show up again next month trying. Persistence over perfection every single time. Okay, I'm landing the budgeting plan. As much as I love talking about budgeting, I know not everybody else does. You don't need to be a finance person to budget. You just need 3 things. Look back 30 days of real spending, just see where it was going. Make a plan. Number 2, needs, wants, fund money, savings. Make sure it all gets a number on purpose. Track it and grow it. And 3, stay aware as you go and start moving the leftover money somewhere intentional. Savings, investing, your future self will really, really thank you. That's it. That's the whole system. Not perfect, just consistent. Drop your money questions in the comments. I read all of them. I build future episodes from them. If you've got something you've genuinely stuck on, put it down there or email me. There's a real chance it becomes a video. See you next week. Real money questions answered honestly. No pretending I've always had it together.